A group of Inuit elders are in Hamilton, Ontario today to revisit a little-known chapter in Canadian history. Hundreds of Indigenous people sick with tuberculosis were shipped south after the Second World War, and many who left home for treatment never returned. These elders are the first to come back to the hospitals. Megan Fitzpatrick is at the former site of the largest sanatorium where the visit will be happening today. Megan, what can you tell us about why they have made this journey?
Good morning, Chris. We're awaiting the arrival of this group of elders. They left their hotel a few minutes ago. They are on their way here, so it's possible they could arrive any minute now. They will be taking a look at this site, and we'll just show you around a little bit. There isn't much left of it, but at one point, this was a huge complex with multiple buildings. There's only one left standing now, just a bit further down the street. One of the other pieces of the property, that cross, is still here as part of the former sanatorium site as well. We know from some of the survivors and their families that some of the patients could see that cross out of the windows of their rooms. And so these elders are coming here to start their visit at this site, and then we'll carry on from here. They are coming as part of a healing journey. Organizations helped put this trip together, and it will be a very emotional one. As you mentioned, back in the 1950s is when people from the Eastern Arctic, Inuit people, over 1,200 of them were brought to this site specifically. There were other sanatoriums as well, but about 1,200 ended up at the sanatorium here in Hamilton, and it was a traumatizing experience for these people who came here. They were abruptly separated from their families, put on a Canadian government ship, and brought down here. Some of their families had no idea where they went. They spent 2-3 years here, some of them. Some people did die. Their families were never notified. So an extremely traumatizing experience. And these elders expressed an interest in coming back here. In 2019, the federal government offered an apology for this policy, but that sort of sparked the idea of this trip, and many elders expressing an interest in wanting to come back here, sort of for some closure. So among this group, there's about 15 elders that are coming. Some are accompanied by their families. They're obviously in their 70s and 80s now, and they're also accompanied by a group of young people as well, and that's part of this trip too, to educate the younger generations about what happened to these elders. So some of them again, we're here at this Hamilton sanatorium. Others actually stayed in the Moose Factory, Ontario sanatorium. CBC spoke to the daughter of one of those survivors. They were meant to be on this trip, but at the last minute, they couldn't join it. But here's Naomi Taddy, who talked about the experience of her mother, who was 21 when she was shipped south, and she stayed at the Moose Factory sanatorium. Take a listen to what she told us.
She didn't understand where she was going. There was a huge language barrier. They just took her and didn't even tell her how long she was going to be gone for treatment. And next thing, 3.5 years went by, and she was finally told she can go home. But she had numerous people die next to her because they didn't survive.
Stay on it. So an emotional experience for these elders. Looks like they're just arriving now. They are going to spend some time here at this site, then move on to a cemetery about 20 minutes away from here, and that is where some who died at the sanatorium are buried. There's a memorial there. They'll go view that. There's going to be healing circles and workshops, and then a couple of other events planned over the coming days here in Hamilton as well. We'll obviously try and speak to them when we can this morning, but it will be quite an emotional day for them as they visit this site. Chris?
Absolutely, and we'll keep checking with you, Megan, throughout the morning to update us on this story. Thank you so much for your reporting.